I'm done. I'm so fucking done. I've been holding this in for years, but tonight, after the third forced reboot in a single week, right in the middle of a domain admin pivot on a $2.8 million contract, I'm saying it out loud, in English for every American red teamer, bug bounty hunter, exploit writer, and CTF junkie who's still running Windows as their main box in 2025. You're not practical. You're not just more comfortable. You're not waiting for the right moment. You're in an abusive relationship with an operating system and you're too proud to admit it. I was you. I was the guy with the Surface Book 2, the 4090 desktop tower that glowed like a goddamn spaceship, the Razer Blade Stealth for travel ops, all running Windows 11 Pro for business or whatever the fuck they call it now. I had Rainmeter skins, I had WSL2 with Kali on top, I had GPU pass-through working 80% of the time, I had custom-compiled Mimikatz that bypassed Defender 9 out of 10 runs. I was coping so hard, I could have written a book called How to Pretend Windows Isn't Actively Trying to Kill Your Career. And every single time I bragged about my setup on Discord, some Arch user with a rice so clean it hurt would just drop a single emoji. I hated that fucking rock. Because deep down, I knew he was right. I knew it every time Windows decided that 3:47 a.m., when I finally had a stable beacon on the CFO's machine after 6 weeks of watering hole attacks, was the perfect moment to install Cumulative Update for Windows 11 version 24H2. I knew it every time I had to reboot the box because CUDA decided to throw a tantrum after a driver update that I didn't even ask for. I knew it every time I watched Hashcat drop from 182 megahertz per second to 97 megahertz per second because NVIDIA and Microsoft were fighting again like divorced parents over custody of my GPU. I knew it every time I opened Burp and saw the Java process eating 14 gigabytes of RAM because Windows just refuses to handle memory pressure like an adult. I knew it every time I had to explain to a client why my report was 2 A's late. Yeah, my host OS rebooted itself twice. No, I don't know why. Yes, I had autosave off. Yes, I'm aware that's on me. No, I'm not okay. I've lost real money because of Windows. I've lost sleep. I've lost hair. I've lost faith in myself. Because every time it happened, part of me thought, if I was just better, if I configured it right, if I disabled the right services, if I used shutdown/S/F/T0 more often. That's the abuse cycle, man. Windows makes you feel like it's your fault. It's not. It never was. The day I finally snapped was December 18, 2024. I was on a red team gig for a major US bank. We had internal billing at $18,000 per week. My team had been inside for 43 days. We finally escalated to enterprise admin through a 0-day in their custom SSO middleware. I had a golden ticket ready to mint. One command, one moment. Career-defining shit. And then, Windows needs to restart to finish installing updates. Your PC will restart in 15 minutes. I tried everything. Shutdown-A, WPGU reset, netstop UAUS ERV, deleting the software distribution folder, praying to Satan, Jesus, and Linus Torvalds at the same time. Nothing worked. It rebooted. I sat in the dark, staring at the spinning dots, tears rolling down my face like a fucking movie. That was the night I broke up with Windows. I didn't sleep. I wiped every drive that same night. 3 machines, clean install. Desktop Debian 12 plus i3. Laptop 1, Kali, bare metal, no more VM bullshit. Laptop 2, Arch plus Hyperland because I wanted to punish myself one last time for good measure. And then something magical happened. Silence. Pure, beautiful, deafening silence. No telemetry. No forced updates, no Cortana whispering, "Hey, I noticed you're cracking hashes, want me to open Edge?" No Defender flagging my own payload as suspicious cloud activity. No Windows Hello locking me out because it didn't like the lighting in the hotel room. Just me, my tools, and a system that finally, for the first time in 25 years, respected me. I cracked a 14-character NT hash in 38 minutes that used to take me 4 hours of fighting drivers. I ran a full domain enum with Sharphound plus Bloodhound in 22 minutes flat. No crashes, no memory leaks. I injected packets with my Panda PAU-05 at 3 a.m. in a parking lot and didn't get a single blue screen. I slept. Like, actually slept. And when I woke up, my machine was exactly as I left it. Not updated, not optimized, not improved for my security. Exactly as I left it. That was the moment I realized I hadn't been working efficiently for years. I'd been surviving, and I was done surviving. Way less than you think. You can run Cobalt Strike on Linux now. It's been possible for years. You can reverse .NET with DNSpy or Avalanche on Linux. You can test your payloads against real Windows targets from a Linux attacker box. That's actually more realistic anyway. Stop lying to yourself. You're staying because change is scary. You're staying because you invested years into mastering the quirks. You're staying because you're afraid of looking like one of those Linux weirdos. Let me tell you something. The best operators in the country, the ones charging 15K to 25K per week, the ones getting invited to private zero-day briefings, the ones who never miss a deadline, they're all on Linux. Every single one. I've been in the Discords. I've been in the closed Slack channels. I've been to the invite-only dinners after Black Hat. There is not a single respected name in offensive security in 2025 who is still daily driving Windows as host. Not one. And the ones who tried to cling to it? They either quit, burned out, or finally switched after losing a 6-figure engagement because their box rebooted at the worst possible moment. You're not special. It will happen to you too. Maybe not this month, maybe not this year, but it will happen. And when it does, you'll remember this post. You'll remember that some random asshole on the internet tried to save your soul, and you'll either thank me or you'll finally break. Either way, I'll be here, running Arch plus Hyperland, sipping coffee, watching my 4090 hit 100% utilization without throttling, smiling like a man who finally escaped prison. Come join us when you're ready. The door's open. Just don't forget to wipe Windows completely when you walk through it. You'll never want to go back.